Hey, it's more than metal. We do this thing. I'm
Yeah.
John.
I'm
And
Bill. What's up?
it's Bill. It is Bill today. You are Bill.
What?
How you been, man?
Do you have anybody else apart from guests?
Not that you can see or aware of. There's just little people inside
You're
my
doing this in
computer.
front of a live studio audience now?
I do. There's actually all stage that you're looking at on the Zoom screen here.
Oh
It's
God.
it's a whole sound thing, but yeah, we have a very elaborate. If you hear the train come by, that's just my sound guy really killing it. But
Oh God. I should
yeah,
have I swear I should have read the fine print on everything you made me sign.
yep. That's your own fault, sir. Well, today we got a fun episode. We're going to be talking about the year 2025,
Ew.
current year, and we're a little over halfway through now. We're recording this at the end of July, the dead end of July. It's like
Yeah.
today's the last day of
July
July.
31st.
And talk about our favorite releases of 2025 so far. We wanted to do this one a few weeks ago, but like I said, we got if you ever keep up with me, we have life. We actually have
Yeah.
lives beyond this. And so,
I
but we're
totally
talking,
do.
but
Definitely.
we thought we wanted to share like a little bit of like just our kind of favorite stuff for the year so far. So why don't
Yeah.
we drop our opening credits and come right back here and talk about what we love of 2025 so far.
Go Tucker.
Bill, what are you
Yes.
listening to?
Oh God. I've been listening to a lot of 3 Days Grace.
What?
3 Days Grace. Do you know them?
No, I do not.
So 3 Days Grace
Oh, they're
is
Canucks.
yes, they're Canucks. They truly are. So 3 Days Grace are kind of like quintessential divorced dad rock.
Sounds right.
Um they had an album that came out in 2006 called 1X that has like some really super edgy uh tracks like
Hmm.
Animal I Have Become and Riot. It's just like early 2K's edge lord
Okay.
music and I fucking love it. Cuz they have a new album coming out soon and I'm like both really excited and also hesitant about it.
Oh, interesting.
I'm actually wearing I bought the hoodie for it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a nice hoodie. But I mean I'm kind of excited for the new album, so I've been listening to their older discography and
Hmm.
musing on when I was like 13 and thinking that I would make these songs my entire personality.
Okay.
What about you, John?
Well, it's interesting you bring up divorced dad rock. I'd like to talk
Uh-huh.
about recently divorced dad rock. I've actually been listening to Ghost again.
Oh my god.
I went back. I went back, and I've had a lot of. We're looking at our best albums of the year so far, and Ghost dropped a new one, which we were not fans of, and it's because we're not recently divorced.
Mm.
Um, but I was like, all right, I need to ask myself, were the first like few Ghost albums actually that good? I hadn't listened to them for probably about 2-3 years to be honest.
Mhm.
So I sat down and I put on the first two, and I was like, yeah, banger,
Yeah.
banger,
Oh yeah.
banger. Year Zero had one of the best guitar solos of that year. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna go in and like, listen to like If You Have Ghosts and then listen to Meloria. And Meloria is solid. Like there's some solid songs on there, but I start seeing the cracks on
Mm.
that album quickly. And there's a few songs that I don't hold up as well. Like I really don't like Mummy Dust anymore. I think that's a weaker song
I for some reason they play it at like all of their shows.
because you can do the thing where you sprinkle like the cash, the fake money and
Yeah,
shit,
I mean that's
and
what they
like
do,
it's a
right?
yeah, it's a great show song because you can like
Yeah.
theatric it, but like the rest of it's like the funny thing about the Meloria thing is that like I got like the limited edition box set for that when it came out, which came with a 10-inch of Zenith, which was super rare. It's one of my most valuable records.
Yeah.
The whole box set, and Zenith is their best fucking song. Period. Like they could
Mm.
still do stuff but they I don't know why like they dropped that like yeah, so I was trying to listen to this. Why did they drop this sound? Why did they drop it? And I think they just hemorrhaged talent. I think
Yeah, they had a
they
lot of
hemorrhaged
good.
who the people they had in there, all the guys from Magna Carta Cartel and Priest, and I think they just like um didn't want to pay them what they were worth, you
Mhm.
know. And it's real sad. So yeah, I've been listening to that for like the last like 3 days straight, actually, just all, over and over again, and it's solid, man. Like I think those first two albums are
Oh,
very
totally.
very
Oh
good.
yeah.
So it's hard to hear. Was it Skeleta or what? I don't even know the name of the album. Is
Skeleton.
it
Yeah.
Skeleta? Yeah, it's hard to listen to that one and be like, oh, okay, same guys right now.
Like there's
It's
some glimmers of what they used to be in that in the new
yeah,
one. I mean, we've talked about this before, but like
right.
it's such a far cry from the like truly kind of almost masterful albums that they had at the very start.
Yeah, so when you said the term divorced dad rock, I thought about recently divorced dad rock, and
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, so that's where I was going with that one. But yeah,
Oh,
that's what I've been listening to this
blast
last.
from the past from both of us.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah,
It's good
yeah.
to do some past delves here, and I do that once in a while. Like, hey, was this album actually as good as I remember it?
Mm,
And oftentimes it's not. I
yeah.
know a lot of albums from high school that I listen to like are not as like uh amazing as I remember in a lot of regards, but there are elements that hold up. There's elements that don't hold up. So
Oh yeah.
but that's kind of the nature of taste of the ebbs and flows.
Hmm.
But yeah, we were gonna get into talking about our favorite releases so far here in 2025.
Yeah.
I have one for sure, but my other one, man, I have like five candidates I'm looking at. So I'm gonna do it live when we come to it.
Ooh.
So why don't you kick off though? Because I've been talking about Ghost.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
need
That's
to
fair.
I need to recover the
Oh my
trauma.
God. Jesus. I need to reel.
Yeah, hint
Uh, I
for those
had.
listening, Ghost will not be on our top 25 top albums of 2025. I'll tell you that much.
Well, funny that you say that.
Oh,
No,
okay.
no. If we spend like the first half of the
Oh yeah, just
episode
trashing them and
talking
then be
about
like,
the weakness of Skeleton, I'm like, what was
I will end this call.
the episode is over.
It's over, sir.
No. So I actually had a couple of a couple of other ones like runners up.
Mm-mm. Yeah, give me like two runners up.
Yeah. So for runners up, I had the new Spirit Box album.
Okay, I've heard good things.
It's pretty fun. Is it amazing? I don't particularly think so. But it's good and it's fucking fun. And I think that's
Mm,
really genuinely what I've been finding myself
mm.
like grasping onto, especially in the year of our Lord 2025. Joy and hope. Um, but other runner up was the new Landmarks album. I forgot what it's called. It was Landmarks. It
That's that French
was
band.
yeah, the French band, The Darkest Place I've Ever Been. That
Okay.
one. That one is also very, very good. Very good album. I love Landmarks.
Mm,
They do some fun stuff. And they're French, so I mean,
sure. Can't hold it against them.
yeah, exactly. Anyway, so I'll start with my first actual favorite. And my kind of not lesser of the two, but like I'll end with my favorite one.
Okay.
So this first one is Harakiri for the Sky's Scorched Earth. Um, Also came out a day after my birthday, January 24th. And it's just Harakiri for the Sky is one of those bands that are just like so consistently good.
Mm,
I I don't think they sometimes get like great, but I don't think I can name a bad album or even bad song from
interesting.
Harakiri for this guy. That's at least for me. They like this album was just more of a good thing. Like I love Harakiri for the Sky, and just getting another album of Harakiri for the Sky is like cool. I'll take it. Love it. And it's been on my consistent loop for like, I mean, ever since it came out, really.
Yeah, it was like January,
Um,
right?
yeah, it was January
Wow.
24th. Yeah, day after my birthday. Um, they had a few guest artists on this one, which I thought was really
Oh,
fun.
interesting.
Uh, they had, Groza. They had Austere and Svalbard. That was that one that one other band. But yeah, I think it's really strong. It's a pretty short and sweet album, which I would kind of appreciate over like a long album.
Is it short? Because it's like it's eight tracks, but like
Sorry,
the
the
like
track listing is low, but the
yeah, it's like
songs are
seven actual
long as
seven
fuck.
tracks on the cover, and then like but the shortest song on here is like
It's five
seven
and a
and a
half
half
minutes.
minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah, most are like
two of
ten.
them
Like
were 10 minutes.
yeah.
It's short for Harakiri for this guy, I think.
Okay, gotcha.
Like their previous album Maire was like maybe twice as long. It's an hour and a half album with 10 songs, which is crazy.
Mm,
um was that their last album? I think it was their last
yeah,
album.
I think so.
Yeah, anyways, so but onto like the parts of it that I recognize are not the strongest. Harakiri for the Sky is one of those bands that, like I said, are very consistently good, but sometimes that consistent goodness can kind of blend together.
Mhm.
Which is, I mean, it kind of is a not a problem, but it's something that happens a lot when you're listening to Harakiri with this guy. You can kind of look at the track and be like, wait, which one am I listening to?
They blend
Um,
together. I've talked
yeah,
about that before. Yeah, that's
it's
always an issue I have with like some metalcore stuff and even black metal and like is
yeah,
death metal is it can merge into like a giant mass.
yeah.
There's
But
no
this,
flavor to each song, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
It's like if you got like it's like if you bought like a bunch of scoops of ice cream and they all melted together.
yeah,
It's like you're not really are you eating chocolate, vanilla, or strawberry? You can't tell at any one point, you
yeah.
know.
And it's but here's the thing, the flavor blends together, but it's a good fucking flavor, so it's like
Yeah.
I'm happy to have it.
Hmm.
Um, but solid, while not like overly ambitious or anything. It's true to form, and that's a really good fucking form. So I will take it.
Good.
Fave tracks probably gonna be "Keep Me Longing." It's like the longest song on the album, but it goes by really quickly, and it's
Mm.
like some really good like kind of Harakiri for the Sky brand of melancholia, and it's just great.
Mm.
With Autumn, I'll Surrender was one of the singles that came out before the album was released, and I thought it was really solid. I fell in love with it, and I was like, okay, now I'm excited for the album. And then Street Spirit, which I thought
Yeah,
was
great
really cool.
cover.
Yeah, really cool song.
You know it is good, you know it is a good cover of that?
Who does? Who is it?
Priest.
Oh my god,
Priest does a very good cover of that.
I have not heard. I will go listen to it. Anyway, it's just good. That's just it. Yeah, and I think that's probably my review for the album.
Okay.
It's just good, right?
Okay. That's
And
interesting. Yeah, I like this approach of like the runner ups. So I want to talk about my first pick and my runner ups real quick. Um, my runner ups were it's really interesting because I have this list here and I looked at all these and you know what's really interesting about this list?
hmm.
Every single one of these bands have women in it.
Hell
Uh,
yeah,
and that
I'd
I
love to hear that.
it's it's uh it's interesting because I always get like whenever I do my end of the year lists, I'll look at it and I usually kind of do a kind of a gender um like tally kind of thing on it, you know, looking
Yeah,
at like the number, you know, I even look at like the number of trans people on my list or something like that. And women can get kind of low on there for sure.
kind of a byproduct of metal.
Yeah, it's a byproduct of metal by all means. But this one actually, everyone on here, this I actually think this is a sleeper year for women in metal. Right now. It's an interesting thing to say, like kind of
Yeah,
considering that kind of attitude. But like my runner-ups are
let's go girls, yippee!
what's that?
I said, let's go girls,
Yeah, let's go girls.
yippee!
I the New Year, the Cobra album, which is self-titled,
Oh
very good.
yeah.
That one, that's a banger, man. I remember hearing that I play on my stereo and really liking that. And they're a great band live, great two-piece band.
Mm-hmm.
The other one would be the new Savage Master, Dark and Dangerous.
Oh, I still have to
Very
listen to that one.
Very good. Yeah, they got Jinx Dawson to guest on a track from Coven.
Oh my
Um,
god, that's fun.
well, it's funny because my buddy Nicholas Burke plays the
Oh.
Savage Master,
Mhm.
and when Coven was going to tour with Lucifer a few years back, um, someone couldn't make it over, someone couldn't come over for Coven,
Mm.
and they were asking locals. They found my friend Nicholas Burke to like come play with them. So he started play. He toured with Coven,
Ooh.
And then like he was, I'm pretty sure the people at Savage Master, Adam and all, were like, hey, Jinx, right? Would you mind having her like do something on our album? That'd be dope. And she's on the track Devil Rock, which is pretty good. It's kind of it's a great, I think it's Devil Rock, but it's a great celebration of like just satanic ass like heavy metal. That's all the song's about. Like it's great.
Shit.
The other one, this was actually one of my close to my top two, was the new Electric Citizen EC4.
Oh yeah.
That one's good, dude. Electric Citizen's consistently good. I've seen them live a few times. The last time I saw them live was opening for Arthur Brown, which is really funny because I met them the first time I met them was after watching Arthur Brown live the first time I ever saw Arthur Brown in the crowd, and they're just like they're sitting there with their jaws dropped.
Oh my
and
God.
now we had the conversation of like, they're like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? This guy's like 70 and killing his like it was very much like that. No, that Arthur Brown came into the crowd for that show.
Whoa.
And sang Fire for like 12 minutes straight in the crowd.
That's fucking rad.
Yeah, I described it as he parted the crowd like he's psychedelic Jesus, dude.
Oh my.
Like it was dope.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's dope. It's one thing to go down the crowd as an artist, another thing to be 70 years old. I mean, I'm gonna go walk the crowd with the mic and sing.
That's crazy
for 11 minutes. Yeah, that was great. But yeah, Electric Citizens EC4, very very strong album from them. They're back to true form. Their album Satine was one of my albums of the years back. So like, and I think this is a contender. I had to go listen to it again a few times, but really good. The other one, and then the last one for my runners ups was the new Lonesome Wyatt and the Holy Spooks Sandwich Cult.
Oh yes. I listened to that. Oh my God.
Did you listen to it?
So good. Oh,
it's a trip, huh?
It's a trip, definitely.
It's a different flavor, man.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's why I like that album. It's just a different flavor. It does not sound like other Lonesome Wyatt. It does to a point, but it doesn't sound like, because it's not Lonesome Wyatt singing.
Yeah.
And so I think that it's a very, very good album overall. And that one was a surprise this year too for me. But
I considered that one actually on mine after you sent a few showed to me.
Definitely. Yeah, I think that's an album you can have a lot of different people pick up to, and a lot of different people would enjoy it.
Yeah.
I'm talking about black metal as heavy ass shit, and you're talking about metalcore, but we're sitting there listening to this, which is not any of that at all.
It's not even close. Like,
not even close. Yeah. So it's
good.
I'm gonna go with my top two though so far this year. I want to point to. I mentioned on one of our earlier episodes, but Black Sword Thunder Attack.
Oh yes.
Did you listen to that one?
God, yes, I did. I finally did.
Oh well, tell me about it now because I don't have any notes. No, I didn't take any notes. I was looking at the Discogs entries for these albums. That's how I have them queued up. But this was the one that's like that. It's described as that lo-fi epic metal.
Yeah, no, it's fucking good.
And it's really good. Yeah, it's got like a really kind of distant vocal. The production on it is good, but it's not like refined.
Yeah,
it doesn't sound, but it doesn't sound garage dirty like they record. It doesn't sound like they recorded it like in a shit house, garage or something like that. But it has that kind of dirty sound, which I really enjoy.
I love that shit.
It feels grimy at points, but it's still kind of epic.
It's genuine.
It's genuine, yeah. And it's got some great fantasy lyrics. It has that kind of high flying stuff that it feels good. It's not power metal, but you can feel like the thrive of power metal throughout it.
Yeah.
They're Greek, so
I was gonna say they're Greek. Yeah.
Yeah, they're Greek. So and Greece has that like that real legacy of like black metal and epic and power metal.
Oh yeah.
And so like they kind of go in that tradition, but they do something different.
Metal, huh?
Epic.
Yeah.
But I think that like this album, I really like the song Evil Sorcery.
Oh.
The opening, The Black Sword, is really good. The Don't Hear the Siren.
It's a solid track.
What's weird about this album is like every song sounds different, but like or has like a different feel to it, but they don't blend together.
No,
but they all work together.
Yeah,
and it's not an easy thing to do that where you have
that's
like
tough.
you have like a bunch of songs. They're all kind of the same genre by all means, but like it's just a good vibe album. And I got a t-shirt. I got one of the t-shirts. I also think
cool.
I also think they have one of the best band logos out right now.
Oh, that album cover is fucking rad.
Oh yeah,
It's so
well, you know what I
good.
like about it is that they just like put their name as big as fucking possible on the cover,
Yes.
and then the art's like all in the corner,
Yeah.
but their name is the art. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, this
Oh,
is an
I'm looking at it
album that
again. So good.
I'm surprised it is as easy to find copies of this as it is right now.
Really?
Yeah, their first demo EP kind of thing they did like I can't remember if it's self-titled or not. It's called March of the Damned.
Hmm.
They put out in 2020. Um, that one's hard to find. They need to repress that. But and
Mm.
I actually remember when that came out, I didn't buy it because as an EP, I didn't want to spend that much money on a single record, but I kind of wish I did. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, Black Sword Thunder Attack right now is they're one of two competitors I have for my number one album of the year so far. And the joke being, if you've ever watched on my countdowns with Tucker, the joke is like the only way a band has like a chance at number one is if Lucifer does not put an album out that year. Like I'm not
That's
joking.
so
Like,
funny.
but it's true. I hate to bring it to you, man. Every Lucifer album makes my top four at least, and
Oh
twice it's
yeah.
made my top one. So
Yeah.
Lucifer 2 and 3 are I know 3 did for sure, and I 2 I know did for sure. So, but
I need to
yeah,
listen to more of them.
very good stuff. Yeah, very good stuff. So who's your other big contender here?
Ooh, okay. So this one we've looked at an album of theirs on the show in the past. Specifically,
That's Ghost, right?
you've
Oh,
looked at,
sorry.
oh my god, it's fucking Ghost again. No. You've seen this one for sure on the swap, and you didn't not like it.
I didn't vibe
Um
with it, man.
yeah, you just didn't vibe with it.
Now, me not
But
vibing with something means I'm not feeling it. Like it just means, and that's the thing too is like there's albums that like if you played them for me on the wrong day, I would fucking hate them.
yeah.
You know, no, seriously,
Yeah.
there's something that's getting annoying as shit. And there's other times like I want to listen to that stuff, man. Like
Yeah.
it hits right that day, and sometimes it just doesn't hit. Like I think if you want a band like that for me, it's like Nine Inch Nails.
Oh
Like
yeah.
there's
I
some
totally
days
get
I
it.
just like no, I should not be listening to Nine Inch Nails today. And there's other days that I
Yeah.
want to listen to Nine Inch Nails. So yeah, I mean that happens. It's not to say it's bad. It's just this isn't the time or the place.
Yeah. I mean, listen, if I listen to Trent Reznor on a bad day, I'm gonna hurt someone. Yeah, no.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so my favorite album that came out this year so far was Architects,
Hmm.
The Sky, the Earth, and All Between, which is a banger fucking title for an album. Came out almost exactly a month after my first or my the first one that I put out, which was so it came out on February 28th.
Okay.
And this was the this is kind of so this album felt like a redemption a little
Hmm.
bit. I was not a particular fan of the one that came out before it, which is called The Classic Symptoms of a Broken Spirit. And that was like it the last one felt it wasn't actively bad,
Hmm.
but it felt a bit directionless and like
Uh,
unrefined, and like they were trying out new things, but they
they
did really
tried new things, but they didn't really try to do new things. Like they didn't really put their
yes
heart
yeah
into
they
it. They
did
were
it
like,
yeah
yeah.
but this one felt like kind of a redemption of that, where it took the good
Mm.
from the last two albums, which
Hmm.
people some people don't really like. I mean, I liked For Those That Wish to Exist. That was the one that came out before the last one.
Hmm.
There's some bangers on that album. And I find myself listening to a lot of the stuff from their last two, but this one feels like they've really settled into the modern Architects idea, because they're a very different band than what they were like 10 years ago. Very, very different. And I was super excited for this album. They released singles like years in advance. It felt like, at least. But I did like a countdown to when it was released. I had like a listening party with my roommate. I like sat in my living room, played it on my speaker, had a drink, and it was great time. I really like sat down and kind of like analyzed it and really got to chew on it. And I had such a great time listening to it. There's like so many callbacks and so many
Mhm.
little returns to form. Um, while it's not like the same as some of their older stuff, there's so many nods to like so many albums that came out before it. And it's like they've come into their own again.
Mhm.
It, like I said, it took the best of the last two albums. There's some real bangers in there, and some tracks that were clearly made to play live. And I actually get to see them later tonight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you were talking about that, man.
Oh
That's
yeah.
where are they playing?
They're playing at the Wiltern,
Oh,
which
okay.
I love that venue.
Oh, Wiltern. Yeah, that's a great place.
Yeah, I love the Wiltern.
Yeah, I've been there
It's
for years, not since a few presidents back.
oh my gosh. I well yeah, I'm psyched. And I think my favorite tracks on that, there's one of them, it's not my favorite,
Mhm.
but I listened to it with my roommate and a really close friend of mine, and they really latched onto it.
Okay.
So it's one called Judgment Day. And what that one does differently, like this album does a lot of new things, a
Mhm.
lot of new things. They have guitar solos.
Oh, that's
They
amazing.
have like high what is it, Sam Carter does a lot of like high vocals, which he doesn't usually do.
Aren't you?
um and Judgment Day is predominantly a guest singer, Amira Elfaki, and she fucking kills it. And when I heard that song, I was like, whoa, this is crazy, this is different. Which was fun. And Amira Al-Faki, she rocks. She's really good. She did really well on that song. But my top kind of three songs are Elegy, which is like the opener track, and
Mhm.
it's such a solid opener track. It's so good. Um, it's like a punch in the throat in the best way. Um, it's really fun. I really liked Curse, which was one of their singles that they released pretty early on and felt like the kind of pinnacle of modern architects.
Mhm.
Um, Such a great song live, too. I got to see them at Mayhem Fest back last year, and their live version of that was just awesome. And
Mhm.
then Black Hole, I really liked. That was one of the first ever like guitar solos in an Architect song, and it goes hard and it's real fun. Uh, but yeah, really good album. I thought it was great. Now, is it
Gonna be the
groundbreaking?
album of the year.
Is it groundbreaking? Is it album of the year? Is it a
Yeah.
masterpiece? I don't really think so, but I fucking loved it and had such a good time listening to it,
Mm.
and just really got to kind of stew in it and kind of listen to it over and over and over, and just yeah, I really really liked it. And I mean, I love Architects, they're my favorite band, so
Yeah.
it wasn't terrible, which is I was scared.
Okay. No,
Yeah.
I've had that happen a few times. I remember being really excited for an album that had a band from a band that was really actually I have a very interesting story about that. Like when the third, I think it was, Stone Temple Pilots album came out, I did not like it at all when it first came out.
Really?
Yeah, I actually took it back to the store. I actually that's back when you could actually return CDs.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was like, yeah, so it's kind of so ages myself a little bit there, but yeah, okay. My one is interesting because I remember coming into 2025, like in 2024, people were talking about this album because it didn't come out till this one didn't come out till April of 2025. People were talking like how it's gonna be the best album, and there was a single release, but I didn't listen to the single. Like I was waiting for it to get it on vinyl, and then I just forgot about it. I never really got around to listen to it. And it was always the best of the album, best of the year. I was like, okay, I'll wait for it to come out. And I waited, and it very much is one of the best albums of the year. And I've heard a lot of people saying this in my kind of like style of music I enjoy in my communities, but is Tower's album "Let There Be Dark." Um,
Let there
yeah,
be dark.
out of New York. They've been around for a while. They're known for like really high energy shows. Um, and I have like they had their album "Shock to the System" that came out in 2021. They had their self-titled
Was
in
that a
2016.
cover?
What's that? Let There Be Dark?
Was Shock to the System a cover?
I don't think it was a cover. I think that's the name of the album.
Oh,
Uh, but because that was a Billy Idol song.
yeah, because I was gonna say.
But no, they don't have a song titled that. That's the title of the album.
Oh,
But the new one, Let There Be Dark, man, it is they they've always been able to bring it, but this was like stepping up. Like everything on it was stepped up. The energy was stepped up. The production was stepped up. Everything sounded clear. Everything was tightly written. The album flows together flawlessly. Um, their lead vocal, Sarah Beth, she's always been killing it. Like she's got a hell of a set of pipes on her and can just like belt like you wouldn't believe.
oh, that's awesome.
While like really going at it. But then like the rest of the band on this, I feel like Sarah Beth has always kind of had this in her, but the rest of the band, it felt like I feel like everyone in the band got together and go, hey, like, can we all like, are we all like better than we actually like think we are? And I think they're like, yeah, and they all just got better.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I I I can't pick out. Under the Chapel was the single on this, and that was the one everyone was buzzing on. Oh shit, Under the Chapel's fucking stoked, dude. You got this Under the Chapel's okay. I was just gonna wait for it to the album because like they had a single come out, and I was like, I'll it's I don't want to listen to this one song right now. I want to listen to the whole
Yeah,
album. And I remember putting it on and being like, fuck, this is like a banger. And it's one of those albums I don't think I've listened to it enough because there's been a lot of stuff this year. But this is a band that like I think really, really deserves this. Like this has been coming for them for a long time.
that's awesome.
They've been at this for like almost 10 years. And I think
Wow.
this release, Let There Be Dark, is their peak right now stuff. So I really recommend everyone give this one a shot.
I'll listen to it right after we're done here.
Okay. Okay. It's like classic heavy metal. Like it's
Love
interesting
that.
because this
Love
one's a
that
little
shit.
bit what's interesting too is it's heavier and harder than the previous ones.
Mm.
And they kind of do this very like I don't want to call it traditional heavy metal because it's really not. Like it's kind of that like New York style. It kind of reminds me of like if you took like kind of like the New York style like punkish style like that was back in the 70s
Ooh.
like Blondie, Ramones,
I mean,
um
I'm in already, right? Like you're
yeah,
just selling it to me
New
now.
York Dolls, stuff like that, and then you really like tuned it up like you down tuned it a little bit and you made it heavy metal. It kind of reminds me of like a how do I put okay this might come off as insulting to some people. It reminds me of a better Twisted Sister.
Oh
And
my
I
god.
think Twisted Sister
I
is
can see
pretty
that.
good.
Yeah,
I think
Twisted
Twisted Sister is
Sister's
pretty
good. But
Twisted is
like
pretty good.
I feel like there's kind of a trashy charm to Twisted Sister.
Oh yeah, by all means, and I think there's a trashy charm to Tower by all means too.
Oh
But
yeah. I
like
mean that's just kind of
it's
heavy metal, right?
it is heavy, yeah. But like it's like one of the problems with Twisted Sister you have is that like some of the albums aren't really Twisted Sister albums; they're Dee Snider albums. But
Yes.
like they have to throw the name on there because of whatever reasons. And so like that's one of the issues with like so when you talk about this weak I'm a point is weak Twisted Sister album. Like, well, it's not really a Twisted Sister album. Like it no, it's just on name.
Yeah.
But with Tower here, this is what I would have wanted Twisted Sister to sound like.
Yeah. Yeah.
And no like shade on Twisted Sister. It's just like this hits that sound that I want so bad.
Yeah.
You know,
It just presses
and
all the right buttons.
it presses all the right buttons. But it's now, and that's the thing is like that's all the other problems we have too is like we're privileged in terms of like we're in the future.
Yeah.
The future is always privileged, and uh,
Exactly.
so I really recommend this. But yeah, this is also interesting enough though. This is actually on Cruz del Sur Music, which is an Italian heavy metal label out of Rome that's really good. And this is a label that puts out very consistently high quality releases. I find myself paying for their shipping quite often. Um, but
Wait, so
yeah.
they're an Italian label that signed a New York band?
Oh yeah, they
How
I mean
fun.
Tucker is signed to No Remorse out of Greeks.
I mean, yeah, but it's just interesting. That's
But
fun.
yeah, New York band. Yeah, well, that's the other way. I mean, that's a whole nother conversation getting about
Oh
how
yeah.
fucking weird ass labels are and how they won't take risks on shit. The big ones, at least. But then,
Yeah.
like, you have the smaller labels, like Cruz de Sol, Cruz del Sur music, you have like No Remorse, you got Riding Easy. Um, shit, who else is in the States? Like, there's a bunch of them that like I really pay attention to. But a lot of the big labels won't take risks on anything.
It's
Um,
so annoying. It's
it is
just like
annoying, yeah.
it's just so homogenous.
Yeah, it's all about that profit margin. And it's interesting because you'll go back and find some like band that had one release. I don't call them one hit. They weren't even one hit wonders. They just put an album out and no one like it just didn't make it. But they'll
Yeah.
be like on Capitol or Epic or on some big label.
Yeah.
Um, and you're like, how the hell did these guys get on this label? It's because they used to just sign people.
Yeah.
Like they would have people scout and sign, and now it's all like super algorithmically driven. So like you kind of lose like the love, you lose like that really like
You lose the
passionate elements.
soul.
Yeah, that soul of it all. And so I think that's a big thing here. And I think that like that's why I like these smaller labels. And Tower's got it, man. Like it's mind-boggling because like Tower's a band that you could have open for a shit ton of different bands, like
Oh
big
yeah.
bands. I could see them touring with like I could see them opening for Merciful Fate, honestly. Like
Oh yeah. I
uh,
listened to like one of their songs pretty I listened
a
to
little bit of
Under
it.
the Chapel a little bit
Yeah,
just now. I totally agree. Totally
yeah,
agree.
and it's because it's different enough, but it sounds good. I think I can see
Yeah.
them opening for like a whole ton of swath of bands,
Yeah.
and even like mainstream, like major mainstream bands. If you know anyone that has a mainstream band that enjoys women in rock and roll, this would be a great band to advise people to
Yeah,
have
yeah.
open for them.
Yeah, yeah.
But no,
Do you know anybody like that?
no, I don't think they exist actually. But
No.
no, but I think Tower is like yeah, this album just took everything they did and made it better. And previously, the previous years for me, they've made my top 20 list, but I don't think they've ever broken the top four.
Mm,
And this one's, I have a hard time fathoming albums this year that'll be better than this.
really?
Um, I can think of one that might be, and that would be the new Black Braid.
Oh my god, the new Black Braid goes so
So,
hard.
well, we've
So
only heard
hard.
of like two songs. One of which I thought was very good. The other one I thought was good, but I think it didn't. It wasn't like the first
They're
one he
just a
released. I didn't like
consistently
as
good
much, but
band.
the second one I liked a lot more.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then we can speculate on that stuff too. And I always hate that too. I hate when like um Decibel Magazine does this a little bit too, where they'll kind of like these guys are working on an album, and that's kind of cool. But I hate when they do it and they're like, these guys are working on an album and it's probably gonna be album of the year. And
That
you're like, well,
now that you
like,
say that, I'm gonna go into it
yeah,
with
high
some
expectations.
yeah.
And that's
Either with
always an
high
issue.
expectations or like I don't like it out of spite
Yeah, and
because you told me
that's
I
always an
liked
issue
it.
too. Is you can once again this goes back to my whole thing like why I've never listened to Pink Floyd or Led Zeppelin really is because like everyone told me how good it would be. Everyone told me for like all my high school years how awesome Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin is. And I know they're good. I know like objectively they're excellent bands. I just know that I will not enjoy as much as everyone built it up for me to be.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big issue with going to like concerts, listening to music, any kind of media is like you need to be like, hey, I'm gonna go to this thing and I'm gonna have a nice time. That's all I want. I
Yeah.
want to have a nice time. And you might be surprised. Um
That's really
uh
kind of my approach to like listening to new music this at least this year because there's just been it's just such a doom and gloom year so far that like I'm just gonna
oh
take any sort of fucking good shit
oh yeah, man, you
that's
gotta focus
fun
on
stuff
you
like
gotta focus on like those wins, man, the good stuff. No, I think it's a good year for me. I think it's actually been I think it's a sleeper hit. I think there's a lot of good music this year. I do think it's a sleeper year for women in metal.
I yeah yeah
And it's like there is some, and I want to be clear, all these bands I picked off to like uh yes, they all have women singers, but on several of them they also play like instruments in the band. So it isn't just like I really that when people say like female fronted band, like that's not a genre.
yeah
um
God.
you know
I love female fronted music.
Yeah, that's a weird thing.
It's a
I mean
weird
I do like I do like women vocalists. Like there's a lot
yeah
of
me
women
too.
vocalists I really enjoy. Um but like at the same time it's not like a genre. That's just like a style. It's like saying like I like down-tuned guitars. It's like okay, cool, that's like a style of guitar. You could play it as. It's not and that's more objectifying than
Yeah.
anything else, to me. So
I feel like the kind of people who think that like women fronted music is a genre are the same kind of people who unironically call women females. Like I feel like
I
it's
would
kind of
I would
similar.
agree with you, but I had a friend way back in college, and she hated like women. She just couldn't stand women singers. She really couldn't stand a lot of women's voices.
Interesting.
And that, hey, you know what? That's fine. Like there's
Yeah.
certain tones you don't like. That's how it is. She's not saying I hate women. She's like, or I don't respect people. She's like, I get what they do is good. I just can't get into it. And she was like that until she came over and I said, I'm gonna play Susie and the Banshees for you. And she really likes Susie and the Banshees.
Oh,
Yeah. And she's like, yeah. She's like, because she's like, it doesn't sound like any like how I expect women to sound. It's
wow.
kind of
I
her kind
love
of her thing.
women now.
Yeah, or she was it opened her to it. And I think as well a lot of it too is like you have to find that one thing that you kind of open the door for you a little bit, in terms of any kind of sound. I had that with black metal. I didn't like black metal. I was just didn't want to listen to it. But then occasionally you find that thing that kind of opens the door for you, and I think
Yeah.
that's a big element. But
You got to get your friend a shirt that says "I hated women until I listened to Susie and the Band."
she'd wear that actually. I know she would.
That's really funny.
I know she would actually.
Oh,
All right, man. Well, this was I think this was pretty
fun.
fun. We
Yeah.
both got a lot of stuff to listen to. I actually went and listened to that Architects while you were talking a little bit earlier, and yeah, that's a lot better. That's a good. I was actually kind of digging it. It
Really?
had a
That's awesome.
yeah. I was digging like what they're doing. I got more respect for them with that kind of like vibe they were throwing down on that one.
Yeah,
I could feel a
yeah.
difference in the songs even by just jumping through them pretty quick.
Yeah, because it's very much like they've settled into something
Mhm.
and like all of the songs are so distinct. Like there is no chance of mixing
Yeah.
up any of them. At least not for me. Like I can you play me the first few notes of one of them. I'm like, okay, that's Black Hole. That's Curse. That's Elegy. That's
They had very distinct openings of the tracks. So I kind of skipped through a little bit and like I was like, okay, this is interesting. Like,
yeah.
and I like that they have that they kind of make it so you're about to listen to something different or new or whatever.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
very cool. All right, guys. Well,
That's great.
thank you for listening to the More Than Metal podcast. We will be back with more.
Where we talk
than
about
metal.
almost exclusively metal, actually.
Yes, and we will have to make some sort of Ghost reference at some point about that.
Oh God. Ghost is its own genre.
Ghost is in the same genre as the Misfits in that they are a merchandising factory.
Oh man.
I guess a hot take right there, bud.
Oh,
I mean,
I don't think it's very hot. Like I will say Ghost merch is pretty fucking good. They've gotten their merch on lock.
I'll give them this. Yeah, they got
a good vibe.
they have some taste in their artwork, but I also think they oversaturate too.
Yeah.
But I will give them that. They sell a lot of merch. But anyways, all right, we'll shut the fuck up. All right, guys, we'll see you guys
We're done
later.
here.
We'll have it going. Thank you for
Take
listening to
care,
More Than
you
Metal.
guys.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.